Hello, this is Mount Unlimited back for another video. Another Hoi4 video. The sequel to the second part is still on the way to the TFR thing, so don't you worry. Anyway, let's get this baby started. Keep an eye on you. I know that Austria is going down the correct path for us, so that's good. Oh yeah, Afghanistan, how are you? Continue to influence you. %. Brezhnev is dead. He's been dead since the early 50s, so it will be Kaganovich attends the Prague meeting. President Antonin Novotny has ruled Czechoslovakia, seeks a authoritarian streak. Czechoslovakia with an authoritarian streak since he became the first secretary of the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia, or the KSC. The party was among the people for its practices to show its support for Novotny asked President Brezhnev to attend the latest Central Committee meeting in Prague. However, Kaganovich, the latest meeting in Prague, at this meeting, Alexander Dubček, the first secretary of the Communist Party of Slovakia, has led an effort to take over the position of the KSC. Komunistská strana Czechoslovenska, something like that. Kaganovich has been surprised at how many members of the KSC has turned on President Novotny, who has embattled. Now the embattled president asked for his opinion on the matter. Kaganovich must decide either to back an unpopular leader and a weak president. Novotny will give approval for the appointment of Dubček as first secretary, which will reunify the KCD and reduce public unrest. We have actually got this, so actually the leader isn't even Novotny. It's some other guy. Yeah, some other guy, Gustav Hessek, who is some part of destalinisation. So no, I'm not going to back Novotny. You're not even in power. I'm going to back Dubček. Well done, Dubček. Sorry, it's pronounced Komunistská strana Czechoslovenska. Anyway, I shouldn't have that thing pop up either way. Novotny's not even in charge, for Christ's sake. Now he's never going to be in charge. Johann Koplenig has died of cancer. Today, of the Democratic Republic of Austria announced the death of General Secretary Johann Koplenig. After struggling with cancer for many years, Koplenig passed away in his bed. A state funeral has been organized, and it is expected that many communists around the world will attend. As of now, the future of Austrian Democratic Republic is up in the air. Or the Democratic Republic of Austria, how do you say it? While the official tier of the General Secretary has been filled by Franz Muhri, many in the KPO believe the future of the party belongs to Comintern veteran and liberalizer Inch Fischer. However, consolidates power will decide the future of Austria. So since I technically did not invade, and the guy who took over was, by popular decree, the leader of the Prague Spring, I wouldn't say it's anything that bad. There's Ernst Fischer, who wants to liberalize. And stuff like that. And there's Franz Murray, who wants to say pro-Moscow. We hope Murray wins, but I'm okay with the other guy winning too. The official winning. You have time to paralyze the Iranian officials. You're denouncing Albanian hostilities. PP. So for hacking. And finally, the Democratic Republic of Afghanistan, led by the Hezbollah Democratic Khalq Afghanistan. The Democratic Communist Party of Afghanistan, led by Mir Mohammad Taranaki. And stop influencing. Can't wait for Arab-Iraqi War. Yeah, this. So canonically, Yemen is a republic. You know, majority of it is monarchist. Who did he know? Anyway, more important things. Overhaul the shop logistic network. However much we hate to admit it, long lines and chronic shortages have become a staple of the Soviet shopping experience. Proud Soviet worker should not be awarded for his efforts by having to buy bread on Tuesday, sausages on Friday, and a new radio next year. We will streamline our shop's logistics network, harshly punish any source of corruption and favoritism among our ranks, and increase the supply of quality available needs where possible. Available goods where possible. Sorry. I remember you briefly becoming a republic. Now Hassan II has retaken power. Make you a communist nation. Had a cough while I said that. I still haven't had that damn piece of paper to tell me about the Prague Spring. That's because the Prague Spring hasn't even happened. 304 days till that happens. Speaking of things I forgot, Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes because 10 minutes have already passed.
20 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. The 10th Olympic Winter Games. The 10th Olympic Winter Games were held in Grenoble, France. It's this region here specifically, in the Rhone Alps. During the past week, this was the first time the West and East Germany entered separately in the Olympics. This was also the first Olympic that had a mascot. That a mascot was chosen for them. Schultz is a mascot for this mascot for this mascot. That is a confusing thing to say. The 1968 10th Olympic Winter Games in France is the third Olympic hosting of the games France has hosted the past 1924 first Olympic Winter Games in Chamonix, and the 24th Olympic Games of the 8th Olympiad in Paris. Norway has also went back to Oslo with 40 medals, beating the USSR with just one. USA came in second by just one. Came in second with 30 medals, and France came third with 9. The next Winter Olympics will be in Sapporo, Japan in 1972. The Winter Games were a success. Indeed. Some at least. Rep Franz Jonas, or whatever his name was. Finally, the Arab-Iraqi War. Oh yeah, that, so... PP... But more importantly, other than Turkey, which is next door, canonically, the purges in the Democratic Republic. In the wake of the instability, East Austria has unleashed a purge of the KPO, the Kommunist Party Österreichen, and the Red Army, the Austrian one. This has come as a surprise to many international observers, believed East Austria to be one of the most stable nations in the Eastern Bloc. Many notable former politicians, such as Franz Jonas, that was his name, has been purged with high treason and was sentenced to death. The East Austrian statement is the KPO is under a period of reorganization, and many of the state areas are unfit to govern the new political climate. The East Austrian government has denounced the purges the East Austrian government has announced the purges as slanderous lies, yet it is clear that many KPO moderates have been deposed from local and state positions. But denouncing their own purges, that's really something, even though they're the ones doing it. And requesting we occupy them again. I love these. 60 minutes to the end of the video, and we have... Okay, so I can't do this till it's March of 1971. So in 2 years, minus 4 days. And we needed to have done expanded and upgraded extensive food storage networks, and either done extended financial support to less profitable industries, or began operating the EG-SVT network. So basically, the 7th 5-year plan We need zero food production, total food production to declare the plan set to overtake the Americans. We need to expand the production on a minimum of 0. So we don't even need to do it, but we're doing it anyway because memes. Alright then. So you can either go Leninism or cybernetics. Well, our whole thing was Leninism, so it'll be the next guy to choose if we go more Leninist or more thing. So we'll start it off. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go this tree counting. All previous focuses were on support being Leninist, so Leninism most likely will be. And self-management, that sort of thing. We'll see what the next guy thinks. And get a monolith space station while at it. The Poor People's Campaign. Poor People's Campaign is making the pressure to go and ensure all citizens have economic justice and access to what they need to live. If it is shift from leaders of the civil rights movement like Dr. Luther King, who sees the living condition of blacks have not changed due to new civil rights legislation. Several thousand participants have set up protest camps in Washington, D.C. to pressure the government on economic justice in unique and being multiracial efforts with protesters from every major racial group in the country. The protesters still stay and are meant to show Congress this fact and the government to face poverty in the country. The current campaign did raise awareness and led to some policy changes meant to alleviate poverty, but in general, the nation media and the residents lack the sympathy to the protesters. Concerned federal agents are now investigating Reverend Luther King and other civil rights leaders for potential communism. The FBI will not be pleased. Yeah, that complaining that we want more stuff is not. Well, complaining that only black people live in poverty in the US isn't really a good sign. I get it's the 60s, but generally everyone would live in poverty. So saying only you are the ones that live in poverty wouldn't be very popular to either the other impoverished or generally people who think you should, work off these things. Which is the 60s, pretty sure that's what it means. You're going to trade deal with Poland. You're getting supply rural farmers with current age equipment. That's still going to happen, and I'm to happen. You'll continue economic policies, even though you did get that happened to you. I got my modern hydroelectrics, get body wheel tractors. I don't know where that image where Khrushchev is getting corn from. I still have no idea where that is from. And the Parti Communiste Algérien has taken over under Abdel Allah ibn Yusuf. Also, Morocco's gone communist. So I'm gratefully doing that. Thank you, Ali Wata. You allow Soviet planes in Yugoslav airspace. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You're doing that. You're opening fire on striking workers. You can't do anything. And you guys Soviet oil pipelines. The Arab-Kurdish coalition intervenes in Iraq. Today, the Iraqi-Kurdish war has seen a dramatic escalation as forces from the Kurdish Democratic Front intervene on the side of the Kurdish rebels, while the military action predicted by Center and NATO analysts, the Kurds successfully in masking the true scale of the upcoming military operation. On the 3rd at 3:20 in the morning, the Kurdish Workers' Red Army launched a devastating artillery barrage shattered by several Iraqi defenses. This coincided with an airstrike in Baghdad and Mosul and Fallujah that crippled the Iraqi high command and important military logistic networks. 2 hours later, Kurdish armored divisions poured across the northern Iraqi bypass few surviving defense divisions. Although it is unknown if Kurdistan can maintain its initiative, it is clear that Iraq has been caught off guard and is unprepared for the offense. Yeah, you're screwed. Most because I'm backing the Kurds in this game. Where the hell is the... No, but... Here. Sun 1-3. Erbil. I think it would be Allah. May Allah protect you and bring death to the Iraqs. Sorry, Iraq. Also, Martin Luther King just died. Dr. Martin Luther King arrived in Memphis, Tennessee to support black sanitation workers demanding high wages and end discriminatory practices which favor white employees. This continues in recent shift of endorsement by King to focus on economic justice as well as civil rights. On April the 3rd, or the 3rd of April, Dr. King addressed a church in which he stated if he were to die, it will not be in vain, and that the cause will continue. The next evening, while standing on a balcony of his motel room, a bullet struck the civil rights icon. An hour later, he was pronounced dead at a hospital. The White House and leaders across the country were quick to give sympathy, and the killing outraged people across the nation. The assassin is still on the run. News has started to unfold that frustrated black communities across the country are engaging in violent riots, expressed their frustration over the assassination. Close associates of Martin Luther King are urging calm and non-violence as King always preached. I tried to was. Anyway, more important things. Industrialized housing construction. You under Alexander Gorbachev. And go on to take on Mosul. Surround this guy in Sinjar and liquidate him. Like we liquidated the Polish in Katyn Woods. You go round. Oh yeah. Right, pp2222. Don't re-kick. Influencing back on you. They got more important matters to deal with, such as Iraq. Now that he's surrounded, he should die a lot quicker. If matches. Makes them die off quickly. Just give us some space so I can read. Establish a modern car production centers. Get you and put you here. Also, Iraq has been given Kuwait, most because the wider NATO alliance has been drawn into this, because they invaded. Since the UAR is now a puppet of Britain, sorry, France. Where the hell the conflict's been released? Now the wider alliances can they join in.
Выходим!
Armaments has been captured. Rip fat guy.
Выходим!
Take Baghdad, guys. Need over sport. Baghdad taken. So French has puppeted Iraq. There's a different Iraq that's over there. Basra. I think I know what to do. Cheetah bug. I'll get rid of you. After the wrong cheetah bug. So the Kurdish regions are you, not you, not you. So the non-Kurdish regions, I'll just cut Iraq in half. So you begin to set owner Iraq. Set owner D01. Set owner Iraq. Set owner Iraq. Set owner Iraq. Yeah, set owner Iraq. Oh, split in two. Set owner D01. Set owner D01. T debug. So you can't even influence you in the first place because you're not fully independent for some godforsaken reason. This is probably you, ep27. So we have a north and south Iraq. We got a puppet southern Iraq in Basra, the puppet one in Baghdad. And the honest to God, the borders don't look that bad. Post-war, everything seems to be going well. There's this bit which, honest to God, I think should technically merge with main Turkestan, Kurdistan. It's okay as it is. South regions and French / NATO control. American influence. Accelerate Stalin's river reversal project. Alex, stop. So yeah, once we pop the our Shi'i in charge, we've got North-South Iraq. You're under constant unionist under Issachar ibn Jafar. Once we get the new guy in charge, it will be someone else. And we got this Kurdish military government in Iraq to run the north. God bless. And all they're missing is Kurdistan, and boom! Kurdistan has unified all of the Kurds. So let's check off what all our allies are doing. You're revising plans, you're getting French public work contracts, you're expanding arm industries, we have no idea. You're not communist just yet, you're mobilizing assembly lines, you're researching efficient netting, you're integrating minorities in the Bulgarian culture, you're allowing greater Kosovo autonomy, even though Kosovo is an internal region. You're attempting to overtake the West Austrian economy. You can't do anything. You're constructing the Golgau copper works. You're studying automation. You're revising plans. You're expanding technical staff. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You're optimizing mechanized production. You're cycling local spheres. You're getting relations with Romania. I should puppet you. I should puppet you, and a lot of other countries. Especially you. Once you've taken over. Probably just... probably be intervening in that, definitely. What you doing? You are doing nothing. You did nothing. You're getting Cuban advisors. You get automobile production. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're getting expanding urban infrastructure. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're getting mobility center. You're doing nothing. You are revising urban planning. And with that, today's video is due. So, Iraq and Kurdistan fought each other with the UAR as a backer, with ties with the United Gulf Emirates. Soon we'll have a Kurdish communist northern Kurdistan. I should also probably bring you into the fold so it actually makes it sense, so we don't have a random ball in the middle. Probably will forget that, but hey ho. So this video done. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you again. Should have seen this, and I could have just done something. Also, technically, I never even invaded, so that shouldn't have even worked. Anyway, this video is a Jew, so hope to see you next time. Hope to see you in. My Limited signing off. Good day, goodbye, goodbye.